Um, Welcome to Rising Vibrations. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for watching. What's going on? It's anybody's guess. I think this reading is for those of you who are feeling a bit unsettled, but you don't know absolutely why you're feeling this way. You can have certain life challenges and things happening that are putting pressure on you, but it's a bit more. It's a bit more than that. And you know it. You can feel it. You feel it every day in different ways and in different areas. In particular, around love issues or relationship issues, you can be feeling quite complacent or even numb, or even like you really don't care. Like almost love has left you, or the feelings of love have left you, or even that they're a very low priority for you right now. You just don't care about it anymore. You can also be feeling very impatient, like you're tired of waiting, but you may not even know what you're waiting for. You can be waiting for a change. You can be waiting for a change in your circumstances. You can be feeling complacent. You could be feeling apathetic. But again, you're just like, you just feel off. You feel off. You feel off balanced. And you feel a bit fed up. And you may have had some challenges, either health-wise or financially, which would add to your situation, which would add to why you are feeling this way. But again, it's a bit more than that. So we're going to look at each one of the zodiac signs. I kind of did take some notes that I wanted to go over, but in the end, I didn't really use them because I like things to come across more naturally. We're going to look at each of the zodiac signs to see what we can find out and basically what we can say to try to help. And I would also ask all the viewers, as you watch the videos for your elemental sign, that you say a little prayer for yourself, and also that you say a prayer for those who are suffering and having a hard time. Let's try to use our collective energy to build each other up. So let me go ahead and start the readings. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. This is for Taurus. This is for the Taurus out there who are feeling a bit complacent and a bit fed up, but they're not sure why. It almost feels like a spiritual or emotional frustration. There could be life pressures there as well, but in general, you just feel off kilter. You're tired of waiting. You're tired of wondering if everything will be okay. You're tired of feeling like something's going to happen, but you're not even sure what. You're waiting for something. You're also not sure what. We're trying to look and see for the energy for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what can be happening. So let's see for Taurus where they can focus or what might be causing this type of anxious, I can't say it, anxiousness for Taurus. Let's start here. We have Major Arcana, the Emperor. This is someone who's feeling limitations. They're feeling that others have imposed limitations upon them. They're feeling restrictions in their life around areas that they cannot control. This can be a heavy work, orientation, heavy work, obligations, and impact. This can be bills, this can be fines, this can be taxes, this can just be overextension of resources in any capacity. That could be emotional or even financial resources that are bothering the Taurus. It feels very much like obligations. in some ways they're pleased about what they've accomplished, and they're pleased about what they have been able to achieve. But there are some burdens there somehow, this responsibility. There's a feeling overwhelmed by the responsibilities in their life right now for Taurus. What else do we have for Taurus? Of what's happening here. This is for the elemental sign of Taurus. These are general readings, guys, so it's just looking at the energy for Taurus. We have the Two of Wands. Yeah, the Taurus can be also very much so responsible for other people's lives or the conditions of other people in their life, and they're taking this to heart. They really want to see their family, even their friends or siblings, the people closest to them, they want to feel like they're giving them opportunities and like they're making almost, it feels like, or it seems to be a better life for their children. This is their main focus and their main goal. And they may have even left themselves behind in all of this, their own dreams, their own ideas, their own hopes for themselves, because they're mostly focusing on the future of their children, or I think even that it could be in that way the health of a parent or the health of someone that they love, which has taken precedence over themselves, over themselves, let's say, or their selves. So what else do we have for Taurus? We have the Eight of Pentacles. This is someone who's going all out and working very hard, as has already been said, for their future, and thinking tomorrow, meaning way in their future, when I retire, when I finish working, then I will do this, or then I will do that. Then I will take those dance classes, or then I will focus on my music or on writing. It's something like this. They're putting off pleasure to work and also to achieve, in the hopes that once they stock up and they save up, then they can have what they want. This can also be someone who's working to buy a house or a property, and they don't know if they're going to reach that point, but they feel like it's very necessary for their survival or for their future, and they're putting everything into that. So we start to see the feeling of this reading. This is someone who is essentially neglecting themselves, and they're taking very little pleasure on a daily basis for self-love, self-promotion, to build up their self-confidence, to build up their inner soul, to build up their inner vibrations. They're putting all the energy out, and they're putting all the energy out into the physical world with very little or menial or minuscule spiritual health, spiritual nourishment. This is for Taurus. Look at that. We have the Nine of Swords now. And this is depleting you. This is depleting the Taurus because they need more. It's not all about material accomplishment or material success. Yes, it is very important in life, but it's not the be all and all. It's not the be all end all. There also has to be a type of spiritual renewal. So I would say overall, the Taurus looks like they have to take a time out. They have to take some time to think about themselves. They have to play a little bit. They have to have a little fun and do something that makes them feel childish even. Look at that. We have the Six of Wands. This is where they're going to find a bit of relief from this feeling of apathy or anxiousness. because they will achieve what they want, they don't have to doubt that, especially if they're putting the work into this. But they have to take a break, because this is what's going to keep the energy driving you forward towards your goals. What do they say? All work and no play. You work hard, you play hard. That's what's happening here. You have to take a little bit of a time out to visit with your friends, to even spend time with your family. That's not just about education or preaching or advising. It's also playing games with your family, with your children, with your spouse, with your lover. What else do we have as a final advice points for Taurus? We have the 10 of Swords. We go for the 9 of Swords to the 10 of Swords. This is different from the Rider-Waite deck, but this is someone who is releasing and sacrificing their own dreams for conformity. This is someone in this 10 of Swords who's conforming. This could also be someone whose life is in some respects getting away from them. They're taking on responsibilities that they're not even sure about right now. And they feel, again, a bit out of control in the decision-making processes in their life. And it's hurting them a little bit that things feel a bit out of their control, and things might be going in a direction, again, where they're taking on more responsibilities than what they want or what they signed up for. We have Major Arcana of the Moon. This is something about what was mentioned before about seeking. So what is that? If you're taking on too much responsibility and people, you're feeling like people are controlling your path, you're feeling like people are controlling your future, you feel less out of control, and yeah, you don't know where it's going to take you, or things are deviating away from what you planned. And this is making you feel very uncomfortable because you don't see that outcome. Here you knew that outcome with Major Arcana the Emperor and the Two of Wands. You knew where this was going. With the Eight of Pentacles, you knew what you were working for. But once that control is taken away from you and things start to drive, you start to get obligated for things that you didn't foresee, then you don't know where it's going to take you anymore with this Major Arcana of the Moon. This was not in the plan. This is not what you planned here. This is a deviation from what you planned here with Major Arcana of the Moon. We have the Four of Coins now. This is someone who's trying to get back on track and stick to the plan. This is someone who needs to realign goals or reassess their goals or reassess their plans and be open to changes, be open to deviations. Even if it isn't going according to your plan, you can deviate, you can pivot, you can adjust as necessary. And that might be what's hampering the Taurus right now, is this need to pivot. The King of Air. This is someone who's strategizing and making, looking at alternatives and seeing the pros and cons of what they're doing. This is also someone who's mature enough to know what they can do, what they can't do. This is someone who doesn't over-obligate themselves. This is someone who doesn't allow others to over-obligate them. They're dealing a lot with what they can do, and they're not making any promises of sorts. So that with Major Arcana the Emperor, I think kind of is the key to the reading there. Let me know your views down below if this is resonating at all with you, by the way, guys. And if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Let's do a final pull here for Taurus. What's the final advice we can give for the Taurus who are feeling very unsettled and anxious, but they're not sure why? We have this card of taking stocks, keeping stocks. You see what's happening here? These guys are gossiping about the girl in the background and whispering and say, you know, she did this and she did that. Even the little dog is looking at her. In the script is written there what she did. She's being accused of something more than likely that she didn't do. And she's being publicly ashamed and ridiculed. So Taurus, do you feel like you would be ridiculed for what you want to do or what you do not want to do? Do you fear that you won't be accepted if you tell the truth and say, I can't do that, I can't achieve that, I can't give you that? You want this car, you want this house, but you know what? That's out of the scope of what we can earn. That's out of the scope of what I can do. This is about, what is that? This is about, I had it and then I lost it. This is about giving yourself breathing room here. Giving yourself financial and mental and spiritual room to breathe. This could also be from a spiritual standpoint, really trying to stick by your guns and say, this is right, this is wrong, this is what I believe, this is what I don't believe. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do the other. And then this is being cut out and saying, hey, I thought that infidelity is wrong, so why were you at the strip? Why were you at this, why were you watching strippers? Why were you watching porn? Why were you drinking and getting drunk? This is trying not to be overly judgmental of yourself and of others, because then you back yourself in a corner and you don't give yourself room to breathe. And then you open yourself up to ridicule when you will more than likely fail, because no one is perfect. So we're going to go ahead and leave it there for Taurus. That was one of the most interesting readings I've ever done for Taurus, by the way. I'm a little bit blown away by that one right now. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys back here again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.